Welcome to Her Germany. Welcome back to Her Germany. Today we have Ssu-Ting here with us to share her story. She is my former colleague and we were also from the same university back in Taiwan. But at that time we are not familiar with each other, only knows each other's name. But after she moved to Germany, we start to hang out together. So today we have her here. Welcome, Ssu-Ting.
Hello, I'm Ssu-Ting in Mandarin or Ssu-Ting in Taiwanese. And I found it really funny that we talk to each other in English.
Yeah, we are trying to make this one in English, even though we are Taiwanese.
But I have to say that even though I've been living abroad for 8 to 9 years, but my English is not perfect.
But it's good enough to talk to me. My English is so bad.
No, you will see how many mistakes I'm gonna make today.
Maybe we can have a competition later, like audience can list who make more mistake.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see. Okay, then as I know, you were a visiting student in bachelor and you choose US, right?
Yes.
And why in the end you choose France to make your master?
When I was third year of bachelor, I did a 1-year exchange program in United States.
Yeah.
And I found that I really like learning new cultures, meeting new people, and also learning new history and so on. So studying abroad would be a nice option for me.
Yes.
So in my 4th year of bachelor in Taiwan, I tried to prepare some exams and all the documents for studying abroad. But in the beginning, I was preparing it for United States.
Yeah.
So all the story are combined with a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Different opportunities and kind of related to Vivian, your previous
Ah,
interview.
yeah, she was here.
So while I was preparing for all these documents and exams and worry for where I can get money for studying in US because you know the tuition fee is quite high over there.
Especially you are going to do master there.
Yeah, at that time, they don't offer master scholarships a lot, only for PhD.
Yeah, only for PhD.
So I was thinking about how much loan I should take from the bank and so on, worried about everything. Then I received one message from Vivian. She sent me a link of a master program she's taking in France. And this scholarship includes the life expense. And you only have to pay 350 euro per year for the tuition fee, or we shouldn't call it tuition fee, just some fees. So it's quite cheap for me. So I contacted professors and did some little interview face-to-face because there's one professor happened to be in Taiwan at the time.
Ah, that's a coincidence.
That's a coincidence. And I sent my documents. At the end, I got it. And I got it before the date of application of university in US.
So you kind of didn't try the US.
Actually, I didn't start it. But I felt really relieved because I don't have to ask for loans from the bank. I don't have to prepare for those exams.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
Really annoying. And you have to pay a lot because I remember you have to pay a lot of, I don't remember how many dollars you have to pay, but each application you send, you have to pay a certain amount of money. So I was really happy I got this money and I came to study in France and also continue my PhD over there.
Then later on, why did you move to Germany?
So the reason I moved to Germany was simple. Because I got a job offer here. That's it. I'm quite work or job driven. So the location itself wasn't my top priority.
I see, because you have a French passport, you are free to move in Europe.
Yeah, that's also true. Once I got the French passport, I don't care where I'm gonna go. I just choose whatever city that give me an offer. I just
and
go.
Also good salary.
Yeah, the better salary would be nicer.
So the salary is better in Germany than France?
Oh, in research field, the salary in Germany, Austria, Switzerland are way more better than France, Italy, and Spain, I would say. Also, after 5 years living in Paris, in this big city, chaotic city, I want to live in a peaceful place like Potsdam. At the same time, Potsdam is not so far from Berlin, so I can get all the things I want in Berlin. If one day I want to go to a party or go for clubbing, I just go to Berlin.
But go to Berlin, now we touched our topic. Now it's coming to the transportation experience. So after you moved to Germany, what was your first impression of transportation in Germany?
The thing is, before coming here, I had heard a lot of crazy stories about Deutsche Bahn
Yes.
and German public transportation. There are so many memes and jokes about Deutsche Bahn. And one of my favorite was actually during my semi-marathon in Berlin. While I was running, I saw a guy holding a sign saying that you run faster than Deutsche Bahn. It really made me laugh.
But that's
really
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
So my first impression of German public transportation, I felt it quite convenient.
Better than in France?
A bit similar because Paris, Berlin, both these two cities are big cities.
Yeah.
And the coverage of public transportation is quite complete.
Yes.
I like it a lot actually.
Yeah, but after you move here, do you have any ridiculous story that happened in traffic?
Yeah, of course. It's hard to live without any problem here in Germany. My craziest experience was 4 hours delay of a train. And it was a trip of me and my boyfriend together. So in the beginning, we thought we would arrive before dinner time. So he told me that it's not necessary to buy a lot of food with us because we're gonna eat there.
Yeah.
But I said no, I want to buy a lot of food and drinks.
Yeah.
So I didn't listen to him. I think I bought 5 packs of chips or fruits.
Well
bread,
prepared.
Really well prepared because I heard a lot of story. And at the end, the train stopped without telling us any reason. I don't know what happened. Probably there were some engine problem. And at some point, the train totally stopped. And all the windows, the doors were locked and all the staffs disappeared.
Disappear?
They just disappeared. And we didn't understand why. No explanation, no apologize.
Yeah.
So we just stuck there. So now I have my food, my drinks. So we had
Fortunately.
So we had something to eat. After many hours of waiting, no staffs came to inform us we have to switch the train, but it was another passenger from another wagon came to tell us we have to hop off the train and took another train next to us.
Why does that passenger know? There's no announcement?
I think no announcement, but I think he went all the way to the front. Probably he met someone.
And then coming back.
And coming back to tell us. And we also met the firefighters.
Well, it's a serious problem,
It's
actually.
a serious problem. We saw ambulance, we saw police officers. So we guess probably the train hit someone on the track. But it's our guessing, like we just guess. So we're not sure. But anyway, we have to hop a really tall wagon and try to pull ourselves physically to another train.
So another train just stopped next to your train?
Yeah.
There's no platform there?
No platform there.
So crazy.
Probably they don't want us to see what happened at the other side.
Okay, maybe it really hit someone.
I guess so. So another story will be the story of my supervisor.
Yeah.
I would like to tell it because it just happened this week. He came all the way from Paris to Potsdam to Berlin for PhD defense of our colleagues.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's supposed to be an 8-hour travel. But at the end, it took him 13 hours.
This time, we can fly back to Taiwan, actually.
Yeah, he told me that he could fly back to Ecuador. And he was really surprised that there were no explanation and no apologize.
So he also have to move to the other train or just wait on the train?
So they asked all the passengers to get out of the train and wait for the other train. He was really sad because he paid extra to reserve a seat. So he have to stand there for hours hoping someone will get down for the next step and then he can get a seat.
That's so unlucky.
Really unlucky. And he also told me that he have heard of, like, for example, me, I told him a lot of story about Deutsche Bahn, but he couldn't imagine how bad it can be. And
now this time he doesn't need to imagine this.
Now he knows.
Yeah, that is experience you should face once you enter in Germany.
Apparently everything worked well in the French side, but when it comes to the German side, some problems started to pop up.
Yes, true. How do you find the city public transportation?
So there are S-Bahn from Potsdam to Berlin, and inside Berlin there are also U-Bahn, train, and buses. I really like U-Bahn and S-Bahn. They're really convenient, especially between Berlin and Potsdam.
Yeah.
And they run from every early morning to the late evening, even till midnight.
Yeah, I think this point is really different in Taiwan. In Taiwan, like in Taipei, the metro only run until 12 in the night. And next day start from 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So the in between there's nothing.
Nothing you can take.
Yeah, but here in Germany, it's all day long.
Yes. The only problem is the wagons are not so clean.
Yeah, a few episodes before, I talked to my friend and she said she had sit on the pee.
Oh no!
She sit on the dry one, but her friend sit on the
wet one.
Yeah, it's so
oh my goodness.
dirty.
So every time when the door open, I feel nervous a little bit because I'm afraid that we encounter some weird situation. Probably a lot of drunk people sitting there and beers everywhere, and I have to run really fast to another wagon to get a clean seat.
Now I'm always so careful if the seat is clean.
Yeah, we all have trauma.
Yes. And what about France? I heard in France there are crazier story like someone pee on the train.
I feel it happens
in front of people.
Actually, I never encountered this kind of situation, but I saw a lot in Berlin.
Oh, I also encountered once in Potsdam. There's a lady. She was drunk, I guess.
Yeah.
And after coming out from the train, and she just pee right on the platform.
Ah, on the platform, yes, but not inside the train. But the problem is in Berlin or in Potsdam, sometimes you can see people, really drunk people.
Yes.
Peeing in the train.
That's so disgusting.
Really disgusting.
Do you find the ticket system easy to use?
The thing will confuse people. For example, my boyfriend will be the Berlin ABC and Potsdam ABC.
Like different zone.
Different zone, and you pay differently.
Have you get fined because of this confusion?
Not me, because I kind of understand the system, because it's the same in Paris, even though from this year they removed the zone 125. So just
really?
one ticket, like one price for all the place. But in Berlin, Potsdam, you have to understand.
Yeah, which zone you are going to and
so
where you're from.
You always have to try to Google it, but not Google, using the BVG or DB app to check from which zone to which zone you have to buy for tickets.
Have you used the machine on the platform?
I think I never use it. I always use the app.
Oh yeah, that's easier. The machine on the platform is confused.
Really confusing, I think. But in terms of my boyfriend, he encountered a lot of issue. At the end, he just gave me his phone and I have to buy everything for him.
So lazy.
Very lazy. And so he got caught once.
Yeah.
That's also the day on our semi-marathon, but another one, not the one I just mentioned. And on that day, we only brought our cell phone, of course, and water bottle. Yeah. So we don't have any ID and so on. And he forgot to buy his ticket once he hopped on the train.
Yes.
So I remind him, you have to buy it now. But he didn't know where we're going to go to. So he delay and confused with the app.
Yeah.
Then the agent came and then checked our ticket. So I keep asking, fast, you have to buy the ticket. But he was confusing with choosing ABC, BC, AB, this kind of stuff. And at the end, he
failed.
Yeah, he failed and he had to pay 60 euros or 70 euros.
60 or?
60.
Wow.
Or 70, I don't remember. But the staff actually, he told us we can try to explain to the main office. Yeah. Maybe they will reduce the fund we have to pay. At the end, he paid only 7 euros.
So you have to negotiate.
Yeah, you have to negotiate. He tried to tell him that actually I pay for all my tickets. Just on that day, I'm really confused with the ABC zone. Yeah. And I didn't know what I should buy. And the staff say, okay, 6 or 7 euros.
Okay, next time I will use this foreigner card. I don't speak German, I don't speak English.
Yeah, I'm new here, so I don't know which song I should buy.
That's useful. Have you ever driven on Autobahn, like a highway?
So when I moved from Paris to Potsdam, we drove all the way France to Germany. It was my mom who was the main driver. Yeah. So I was just next to her. But I know that she enjoys driving without speed limit.
Yeah, that is well known in Germany. The highway has no speed limit.
Yeah, but it's not like most of the people imagine. The no speed limit zones are not everywhere.
Yeah. Did your mom know this?
Yeah, she knew it from the beginning. She was a bit nervous, but at the end she enjoyed it. But the problem is from Autobahn to the exit or from the entrance to the Autobahn, there's always a buffer zone.
Yeah, that has a speed limit.
But the problem is this zone is way too short. I found it a bit dangerous because you drove really fast and suddenly you have to slow down really fast. So as a foreigner, as a people not familiar with the Autobahn, or especially this route, you can easily exceed the speed limit.
Yeah, so your mom got some fine?
Yeah, my mom got some fine and she had to pay for 2, or I don't remember how many, some tickets because of this buffer zone.
But is it expensive?
I think it was a bit expensive, but I don't remember the exact amount. I remember the 2 are different because it happened in different states.
Maybe it depends on the speed, how much you exceed the limit.
Yeah, the limit.
And how does German driving culture different from Taiwan's?
I feel it's really similar. All the signs, all the rules, very similar. I don't see so much difference. And you? I think you drove several times, right?
Yeah, 2 times maybe, the long distance. I find the driving right, like you are a priority or not. In general, bigger road has a priority and the other one will be a second. But my habit is always stop. But that is really dangerous if I stop. Yeah, and people will confuse. So that's a problem of me.
Because I don't usually drive, but I noticed something as a pedestrian. So the people here, when they drive, it's not necessary for them to always wait for pedestrians.
You mean in Taiwan?
Compared to Taiwan, of course not, but compared to France. Because in France, they always wait for you when they see you want to cross the road. And
they will stop.
They will always stop and wait for you to pass the road and then continue driving.
About this, my first experience, people always stop for me. So I have different experience than you.
You know my place.
Yeah.
From my place to Espan station, I always have to pass one big street and the cars never stop for me. So I would have to wait.
Until no cars.
Until no cars and then I can pass.
Maybe it depends on where.
Yeah, because you are in Potsdam city center.
Yes, and maybe also you don't have 斑马线.
I don't know how to call it. The zebra
line?
I forgot the name. How to call it?
Zebra line.
I remember I saw the German term yesterday.
German? What is a German?
I remember there's a zebra inside. Zebra crossing is in English. Zebrastreifen.
We learned one word today. Yeah, maybe because they don't have the zebra crossing over there, so they don't have to wait for you.
But in France, no matter what, they wait.
Really?
Because
That's nicer.
People in Paris, they cross the road no matter what. They don't care if there's a zebra crossing.
It's also part of culture.
I guess so.
Yeah. And do you have any nightmare story about getting your German license?
Oh, yes. So one important thing to know is if you are a foreigner and just moved to Germany, you have to change your driver license. If it's possible for changing your driver license from your country to German one, you have to do it within 6 months after you do your residence registration. So I was well prepared. I Googled online for all the others' experience. It should be easy just to translate your document, get some stamps, made a reservation, that's it. You just had to hand in your document.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything more. And I also asked you.
Yeah, my experience was very smooth. So I told you, if you prepare all the documents, everything should be fine.
Should be fine. But I also saw the experience in Berlin, Hamburg, everywhere. It was the same. It should be like that. So I booked an appointment and went to the driver license office in Potsdam next to the city hall. And I got there. The agent just refused to process my document because I couldn't speak fluently German. But it's normal, I just arrived because you have to change your driver license within 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's normal, I cannot speak fluently German.
But I don't know why they ask you should speak German because you just hand your document.
Yeah.
And document is written in German and they know what you want to do.
Yeah, I also explained her what I want to do in German.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah.
And I tried to use Google Translate, but she said, no, Google Translate, everything in German actually. And I can understand what she said.
Yeah.
And she knows I can reply in my poor German, but she refused. So anyway, at the end, I couldn't do anything. I can only left. But after that, I wrote a lot of complaint email to City Hall, to Brandenburg, the state office and also
Yeah.
to the discrimination office in Potsdam.
Yeah.
And so I checked all the rules, all the laws. I had a right and I didn't do anything wrong. Apparently in public service, they had no right to refuse to offer service because of the poor language level.
It's a discrimination case.
In their definition, yes. So at the end, the driver license office made me another reservation and processed all my documents in 10 minutes.
I think 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, without only 3 conversations.
Yeah.
And I could answer everything in German, so it was totally fine.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard. So I didn't understand what happened. Probably the lady had a really bad day. So,
Yeah, maybe.
So she didn't want to help me for processing my document. And there's a story after. The discrimination office in Potsdam actually encouraged me to write an official complaint letter with them. But at the end, it was really complicated.
So you didn't finish it?
I didn't finish it. I only stopped in the middle. But I guess driver license office and city hall, they know this case already.
Yeah.
So I hope that they will improve the staff training.
So.
I hope so.
Okay, then do you ride a bike regularly in Germany?
I do have a bike and I do ride my bikes from time to time. But actually, compared to you, I cannot say that I ride bike often. I don't think I develop a strong habit for riding bikes.
Yeah, I invest expensive bike here and I really like to biking. But at the moment, I don't have chance to bike a lot because most of the time I stay at home.
We are in Potsdam. There are a lot of lakes and we are in summer.
Yeah, maybe let's do the bike trip one day together.
Yeah, it would be nice and we can have another episode.
Yeah, let's have an episode right next to the lake.
Last time when I went to the lake around Potsdam, I had a bike accident on the way back from the lake.
How did it happen?
So it was 2 weeks ago and it was because of my boyfriend. He rode too fast, too close to me, and then the accident happened.
That's dangerous. He should be careful about it.
Yeah, I scolded him several times at home and he felt really, really sorry.
So it won't happen again.
It won't happen again, hopefully.
That's good. I think you don't feel safe to bike in Germany.
No, it's in general, the riding experience in Germany is actually quite nice. Most of the time, most of the place, we have well-designed bike lane. And the only problem is the constructions.
Yes, I agree.
It happened all the time, everywhere in Potsdam, and probably the same in Berlin, because I remember I saw couples of construction everywhere.
Yeah.
And when the construction happened, the bike lanes are usually got blocked.
Yeah.
So the bikes can either take the same roads as the car or ride on the sidewalk with the pedestrians.
Yes.
So as a pedestrian, I feel quite dangerous when walking on the sidewalks. You have to notice if the bikes are coming or not.
Yes, because the bike has a great right to ride on the road. They don't care about the pedestrian. If you block there, they will yell at you. And have you ever been yelled at by the pedestrian or cyclist?
Yes, I was yelled by the cyclist because in the beginning, I wasn't sure if the trail was one way or two way.
Yeah, it's confused.
It really confused me because there was no sign, I remember. I hesitated a bit and I think that the confusion led to the situation because I was a bit slow and thinking what I should go, where I should go, which one I should take.
But overall, I think in Germany, biking then and organized, it's quite well compared to Taiwan.
Compared to Taiwan, definitely yes.
Yeah.
Compared to France, also a yes. But I remember my colleague from Netherlands, he doesn't agree.
Yeah, in Netherlands it's better, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, let's come to conclusion part. What do you really like about the transportation in Germany?
Overall, I like it a lot because it's convenient. The connections are really nice. And I like the comfortable seats of the regional train. The RE or RB, because me and my boyfriend, we were living in Paris, and for us the regional train shouldn't be these. So you have nice seats and a nice air circulation and you have a toilet.
And what about the price?
The French one is really, really expensive. For example, again, the story of my supervisor that came to visit us. He fly to Berlin and want to come to Potsdam. And he told me that, Ssu-Ting, I think I bought the wrong ticket. It's too cheap. I only paid 4 point something euro. It shouldn't be like that. And I said, no, it's like that. Because in Paris, from the airport to the city center, you have to pay 13 euros.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. And he asked us how much we pay for a month in terms of transportation. I say 58 euros because I bought something called Deutsche Bahn ticket.
Yeah.
So I don't have to think about anything. I just hop on a train or buses.
Yeah.
And I can go everywhere I want.
Yeah, I also really like the Deutsche Bahn ticket. You don't have to deal with the app and which zone you have to buy it.
So you won't have any confusing situation anymore.
I think this point, Germany do a good job, I
Yes.
think. And what about annoying story you have in German transportation?
I have a story about traveling, but it's not about a train, but about airplane. Since it's involved Lufthansa, so it's related to Germany.
Oh yeah, it's also German.
I guess we count it as a part of German transportation, yes.
Yeah.
So it was a business trip back to Taiwan, and I thought of all the possible situations that could happen. So I also planned to wake up really early, just in case there will be any problem with my transportation from my home to BR airport.
Yeah, that could happen.
I was well prepared, but when I woke up at 3:30 a.m., and it was nice that I had a habit to check always my email first. And I received an email from Lufthansa telling me that my plan got cancelled and they put me in the plan 1 hour before.
Before? How can you know?
If I didn't check my email once I woke up, I would totally miss the plan.
Yeah.
If I didn't wake up this early, I would totally miss the plan. So I didn't know what Lufthansa was thinking about. So then I pick up my phone, like really panicking, and try to find an Uber. But at 3 a.m. 30, it's hard to find an Uber driver that would like to drive you from Potsdam to airport.
Yeah, it's Potsdam, not Berlin. It's difficult.
So I sent my request and it got rejected by this driver, rejected by another driver, and I tried many times. And at the end, there was one driver. He sent me a text before pressing reject. So he was typing something like, sorry, it's a long drive, something. So probably I have to reject your request. But I grabbed this chance and tried to talk to him, saying that I really need to go to the airport. I need to catch my plane at which time, and I will pay more tips at the end. He said, okay, this will be my last drive. I will just send you to the airport. At the end, I managed to be there on time, really on time. And I managed to get to my seat inside the plane. The pilot said that, let's wait for another 20 minutes because the plane after it's cancelled. So let's see if any passengers
will come later.
Can manage to catch this plane. But we waited for 20 something minutes and no one managed. So I feel surviving Germany or any countries in Europe, you have to train yourself for this kind of emergency solving.
Emergency solving, and also don't panic. You have to be really calm to solve the problem.
You cannot be emotion driven because emotion cannot help you to solve any problem.
This is also one skill I developed here. Let's come to the last question. Any advice you will give for the newcomers to survive in this chaos?
So one piece of advice, don't be emotional driven when you encounter any problem. And you can ask passengers next to you. Probably they have more experience.
Yes.
And I always suggest to Google some travel tips before visiting any cities, any countries in Europe. You can find so many people online sharing practical information. For example, in Berlin, Potsdam, it's better to use the app BVG or DB, but not Google Map.
Thanks to Ssu-Ting for joining us and sharing her adventure in Germany. And now we all understand a bit more about the unwritten rule of getting around in Germany.
Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I hope the audience won't be scared away from these stories.
Hope so. I think everyone can survive here.
It might be hard to solve the issues, but it will work out at the end.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
So thanks for listening to us. See you next time.
See you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.